today. We haven't done one of these in a while, and this is what I call separation session. And what is that? It's when we look at the collective that is separated from their person, so they're in a no contact situation, low contact situation. Sometimes this is for people who identify as twin flames, others who identify as soulmates or just divine counterparts. So let's look at what the energies are for that collective that are in separation for right now. So Spirit, give me that energies, please. And so the current energy for that collective is reflection. Spirit saying give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So Spirit saying for right now, it's just time for you to go in and reflect within yourself to kind of understand what's going on within your own energies, and just trust that whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. So let's take a look at some other energies within the space of love for this connection. We'll get another deck of cards here. And just remember, everybody, this is a collective reading, so things may or may not resonate with you. Just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And anybody looking for their own personal reading, do reach out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. So, Spirit, what else do we have here for the collective that is in separation from their person at this moment? Let's see what other energies you want to give us. Maybe one or two more cards, please. Let's see what we got. Spirit, anything else from this deck? I think Spirit's saying that's it. All right. So let's see what the cards are telling us here for this collective that is in separation. So Spirit's saying look deep within your emotions, right? And it's also saying feelings. Take time to explore the deep emotions you're experiencing. So this is why we're looking at reflection here. And you can see it reflected in both of these cards. Spirit's really asking you, and when I say spirit, it's your higher self, is asking you, go within. Start looking at what your emotions are telling you in this moment. What are your current feelings telling you? And start to try to understand that. And Spirit's saying that a lot of you are sitting inside of guilt, right? Don't let the guilt get in the way of happiness. Start to heal yourself. Start to forgive yourself for whatever situation you're feeling these emotions for. Forgive the other person. Because remember, forgiveness is only really for you, lets you heal. So allow for that to happen. Allow for that to flow. Allow for you to feel what you need to feel in order to get to that healing. Because remember, healing is a choice, but healing most of the time requires you to actually feel. Spirit saying, be open to accept divine guidance. So the divine is guiding you, yourself is guiding you towards this section of self-reflection, but you have to choose to do it. You can choose to push it away. You can choose to go somewhere else. You can choose to distract yourself. But right now, it's time for you to go within. And if you do, there's a union that's coming, and sometimes that union is just union with yourself. So don't look at that as it's going to be a union with the with the person that you have in mind. And so with that, let's see what other energies love wants to show us for today, and then we're going to go over the spread a little bit for people who are very new to this channel and these readings. So Spirit, what else do we have in this now moment that you can tell us about this collective that's in separation right now that we're channeling? What other messages do we have? Oh, that one fell to the floor. And let's see if we got one or two more. Let's see what we have here, Spirit. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's go through these decks. So Spirit is saying, for many of you, it's time to open your heart, right? And this is what's one of the things that's been blocking you, because with all this guilt, with all these feelings, you've kind of closed your heart, and it's time to open that heart. And why? Because, for many of you, there is a perfect match out there. And that perfect match is ready to come in. And And for a lot of you, it's also your best friend or somebody you might have thought as your best friend at one point. Um, but your friend zoned them and they kind of slipped away. They're saying that this person wants to come in with a proposal and is going to come in with love languages of affirmations. They're going to let you know exactly how they feel. And this is kind of what most of you want, or at least say you want. Many times what we say we want is actually not what we want. So now we have some energies around this. We're going to get one more deck. We're going to see if we have any more messages that Spirit wants to give us within this connection. And for those of you who are looking at this spread right now, let's just go over the spread a little bit. With this space, what we're looking at is over here. This is the energies that are pulling you away because it's an energy map. It's not a. I don't do storytelling maps. So for here, it's all about what's holding you back. The what I call the hamster wheel of karma. This is the area where you're going to be, pulled away from what you really want because you're stuck in a loop. Your energies are pulling you back. Here and here, this is in the center, the heart. This reflects what you are right now. This is your current energy. And yes, up and down, above it and below it, or how do you get from that energy of where you are away from this over to what you want to manifest, which is over here. And so that's a quick guide to reading my spread. I'm the only one I know of that uses this spread. It's my own spread I've developed over a while, and it's about energies. It's not about stories because stories don't help you. Understanding the energies that are pulling you in every direction is what really is going to help you find your path to what you're really looking to manifest. And so with that, Spirit, what else do you want to say about this connection that we're channeling? Just remember, this is a collective reading. So if you want your own personal reading, what's going on with your person, reach out, send a note, silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com, or send me a DM. Usually the email's faster. All right, we'll get one or two more. Okay, so we got one just popped out here. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So for many of you, it's really you're feeling like you're trapped, right? And why are you trapped? Because you're trapped in your own emotions, your own guilt, and you have to go through and clear it out. Spirit's saying you're overthinking this, you're missing, craving, desiring, and this is something that you've just kind of got to clear out because you got to learn to let it go because what you're thinking about, what you're desiring, what you're craving is something that's not there anymore. That's the old energies. And you don't want the old energies. You want the energies coming in new, coming in healed. If it's your specific person that's coming in, great. If it's not, there might be something better, but you got to let go of that old version because that old version didn't work. That's why you're in a separation. Spirit's saying it's time for you to look at other possibilities. Open yourself up for that. You may be spying, looking at your person on social media, fake accounts, whatever it is, but you're keeping but Spirit's saying it's time to have some boundaries. Draw those boundaries together. No doing this. No going back to that old energy. Break that old energy. Let it go. Move forward with the possibilities of what can be. So let's take a look at what it is at this point that is kind of keeping you from love. What's blocking you, right? What are those energies? So let's take a look at what we have for the energies for the collective on this. Spirit, what is it that is blocking love for the collective? And Spirit's saying one. Okay, 3 cards. Everybody leaves. Right? Actually, 4 cards. Everybody leaves. So why does everybody leave? It's because you choose the partners that you know are going to leave because it helps you stay stuck in this hamster wheel of karma. So you choose inappropriate partners. Hiding feelings. You don't tell them what you feel because you're afraid of being vulnerable. So you choose people who are not going to want to know how you feel. You've got these expectations, right? And expectations lead to disappointment. Get rid of the expectations. Allow things to flow because when we have a list and we expect all this stuff, you're only just setting yourself up for disappointments. And Spirit's again saying, stop choosing poorly and then criticizing. And what happens when your expectations don't met? You get upset and then you start to criticize. And this just keeps the loop rolling and rolling. So remember, this is a collective reading. So one of these or all of these are things that are sitting inside of you that you need to work on in yourself. And why do you do all this stuff is because you're truly not living up to your own expectations. You're very critical for yourself. You don't believe you're worthy of love, so everybody's going to leave because you don't believe you're worthy of it. And why? Because you don't want to show your feelings, because you don't want to be vulnerable. And you have to work on these: abandonment, rejection, self-worth. These are all healings that you need to do. And I do have these on my Spiritual on YouTube if anybody wants to visit, wants to start working on yourself. Because remember, healing is a choice. It's not something that happens automatically. And so with that, now we kind of know where our blocks are. Let's see if we have some advice from our higher self as to what can we do to kind of move forward over here onto this side, the side that we want to manifest, that proposal, that engagement, that love language of affirmation, that best friend, that perfect match. And so, Spirit, what do we want to tell the collective here on what's going on with this? So let's take a look. Ooh, one right to the ground again. And usually when it flows on the ground, it means that this is happening in the now. So let's see what we got, Spirit. These three. All right. So got a few cards coming up here. The one that's happening in the now is Spirit says if you start following this and start healing, there's going to be a glow up. But you got to get out of denial. You got to stop denying what's right in front of your face. You just don't want to see it. You're still stuck here. You have to let that go. You have to face it. You have to feel it. You have to release it. And Spirit's saying that you're just fine the way you are. You are charming, but you don't realize it because you don't feel that you are. Find some self-worth, self-love. Stop being nice and people-pleasing to everybody. Why? Because the more you're not being yourself, because this is what it's telling you, be yourself, the more you're in denial. And validate your past. And what does that mean? It means that all this past here, you're still guessing it, you're still holding yourself to that place. And when you're holding yourself to this place, you can't move forward because you're stuck here. Get out of here, move to here, but that comes with choice. So everybody's saying, okay, great, great. I see everything, blah, blah, blah. I'm like the teacher on Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. When do I get to here? And so we'll do timing. Remember, timing is not set in stone. It changes. Timelines are moving all the time. But what you can do is you can look at it as a guideline. When are the energies starting to be conducive? And remember, because it's a collective reading, there may be a couple different energies showing up here. Let's see what Spirit says. So Spirit, when can we start to see this? And Spirit's saying anywhere between October and March. And so for those who are watching, this is when, fall's just around the corner, October's just around the corner, Halloween season. Start working yourself while that's happening. You have from fall to spring to start to see this. Remember, healing doesn't work fast, but you have to choose to do it. If you choose to do it, these are the energies where they seem conducive at this now moment. So that was today's read. These are the energies for the collective that is in separation with their person. Remember, this is a collective reading, so some of the messages were for you, some are not. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and reach out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com for any personal readings that you want. They are paid readings. Have a great day. And if you also are looking to heal, go to my Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube. That is my healing channel, and that one's going to have all sorts of healings for any of these situations that you see here, and that's all for free. Have a great day. Cheers.